Okay, Kristen, I got a question for you.
What's up?
When did you stop believing in Santa Claus, or did you? You still believe in him?
Yes, Vic. I still believe in Santa Claus. I'm hoping that he comes and swoops in and gives me something that I really want this Christmas. Um, that's a good question. I really don't know that answer, to be honest with you. I think I would have to say around like 7.
Yeah, I think that's kind of. I can't pinpoint the exact age, but I can kind of remember like the details around it and everything. Like I remember the part that got to me was I was with my dad, like Christmas shopping.
Uh
We
huh.
were buying gifts for our family members and whatnot. And then on Christmas morning, you open gifts from Santa, and then the gift that my mom opened was from Santa, but I was with my dad when he bought it for her. So
I'm dead. I thought you like at that point you would already know that
nah.
Santa wasn't real because y'all are buying presents.
Well, we were buying presents for each other, like you know.
Well, yeah, that isn't that the whole point of Christmas though? Like, was you did were you like your mom buying presents for you that you just didn't know about? I assume.
Yeah, and those were from Santa, the ones that I didn't know about.
Okay, but the other ones from mom and dad,
Yeah.
but you knew about it. Like you were there with your dad
Oh well,
shopping.
we were shopping, but he wouldn't buy my gift when I was with him at that
Okay,
time.
I was like, I hope that would be the case. Hey, I remember buying this.
Nah, I guess he
Merry
just
Christmas.
it was just that one gift that I remember vividly. Like, oh, I was with you, Dad, when you bought this.
I don't even remember how I found out it wasn't. I really feel like it was just because my mom and dad used to put like mom and dad on the presents. Like
They never put like from
I
Santa.
think like when I was younger they did, but then eventually you kind of just start y'all too old to be
Did
thinking.
they did they ever like tell you Santa's not real, or did they just you had kind of
I
figured
don't
out?
know. I think I just figured it out for the most part, but I really don't remember that whole part of my life is very very like vivid.
Yeah, same. But there's like some moments that I remember pretty vividly. Like my dad, like that same Christmas, like the next day, my dad ended up telling me the Santa wasn't real. I was like, well, a little late. I already know, but thank you for that. So.
Thank you for that much needed information. After I figured it out.
Right. When do you feel like the appropriate age is for you to tell someone Santa's not real?
Um, in my household, we're never going to tell them Santa's real.
You're never gonna tell them Santa's real?
No, I don't think I want our children to grow up thinking a fat white guy is coming to our house at nighttime and putting Christmas presents under the tree. Um,
Are you gonna get like still gonna get Christmas pictures with Santa or no?
I don't know. I don't even think I have Christmas. Well, I probably have like I don't even know if I have Christmas pictures with Santa. Like to be honest, I don't. I never really remember seeing a picture of me with Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
Of course we had Christmas pictures. But I don't know.
It is kind of like a weird to think about it. Like all these kids think someone breaks into the house.
Literally, some man breaks into his house and goes to every house, and and the whole thing is he goes through the chimney. And what if you don't have a
Have a
chimney?
chimney.
And it's like he obviously has to break into your house to give you presents. And I was like, man, I worked hard for these presents. I want my credit. So,
Right.
mom and dad is gonna be Santa slash mom, Santa slash dad. But I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if I want to. I understand the child's joy of. Honestly, I feel like they're gonna be joyous regardless if
Yeah, I
they
think they
believe in
just they
Santa or not.
like more gifts, like they. I feel like that's really all they care about is gifts.
And then the fact of disappointment at such a young age when they're like, I put this stuff on my list and I didn't get it from Santa.
Like, they be
And it's
putting like
like,
some extravagant stuff on
yeah,
there, bro.
exactly. And I'll be like, I remember when my mom used to tell us to write a Christmas list, and she'll be like, put your things that you really want at the top, and then like just kind of go out from there, because it's like you're not gonna get everything on this list.
Oh yeah.
So it was just one of those things, kind of pick and choose. You get like one super expensive big gift for us, and then the rest would be like smaller gifts.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of time on Christmas for us. Um, Sometimes shit you just didn't get stuff.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah. So I think But what do you think? What do you think is a good age? Are you going to tell your kids that Santa's real?
I mean, eventually, I probably let them believe in Santa for a little bit. But not like probably 6, 7, I guess. Or
But
that.
what do you mean by let them believe in Santa? That means that like you're still gonna have to tell them about Santa. You can't just out of nowhere. They're just like, oh, Santa Claus.
I don't know. Just I kind of probably just when the moment feels right. But also, like at the same time, like even though we all knew that Santa wasn't real, we still got gifts from Santa. Like my parents held on to that tradition, which I always thought was kind of cool. Like our stockings will always feel like I don't know.
That's a pretty cool tradition, nonetheless. But I think the tradition can still last without believing.
Yeah, without believing. Yeah. So.
Fat white guys coming to your house, and I guess you can say it's a whatever race you are. You could be like, oh, it's a fat black guy, or like Hispanic,
fat Mexican guy,
yeah,
or American. I don't know what you want to call me.
Yeah, whatever. And Vic's just gonna have a cowboy coming through his house. Like,
yeehaw,
yeehaw! Here's some gifts. But yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I don't know. Me and Caleb will talk about that and figure out what we decide to do with children in the future.
I feel like eventually, like their people they go to school with, they'll hear it from their friends and whatnot.
I want my child to be the one that ruins it for everybody. Santa's not real, right?
Y'all believe in that shit? Y'all don't get y'all.
My kid's gonna be a Debbie Downer almost. He's like, dang, you really out here just ruining kids' dreams? Well, it's not real.
But that's my take.
Same.
So let us know what you guys think. Comment below.
And are you ready to get into the podcast?
Yeah, let's do it.
I bet. Getting the podcast started in 3, 2, 1. What up, everybody? This is your boy Chris.
And this is Vic.
And welcome to Now Hear Me Out. This is officially episode number 38. Oh, I actually forgot that 38. Time. Dang, we're on episode number 38. And welcome to the podcast. Vic, you want to give us some updates? Well, before that, I don't know if y'all noticed that Vic was about to reach for his drink as I was saying episode number 38. That's just hilarious. He was like, I can't do that.
I decided to hold off a little bit.
I'm dead. But yes, updates.
Yeah, updates. So I have a life update.
Ooh. Talk to us.
So, well, you already know.
Well, I still want to hear.
So there's a baby on the way.
Ooh.
Baby Garcia.
Okay.
February 2022. So.
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. So it's about time you listeners know. So.
Yes. He is releasing the news to the family.
Yeah, with that being said, that's kind of what my weekend was about because we had a baby shower on Sunday.
Yep.
I appreciate everyone that came out. Loved all the gifts. Very helpful indeed. And yes, I mean, like I said, the baby shower, planning everything, making sure, like, trying to get all these decorations and everything. It was definitely pretty, like, stressful, but that's kind of how my weekend went, or my whole week went, essentially. So I have nothing. Like I really don't have any updates besides that. So
I was just kidding about that actually being your life update, like your actual update.
Well, it's really that's really kind of how it went this whole week. Cause like with it coming up, we were like trying to make sure we had everything intact. I mean, but besides that,
it's a pretty big update though.
Yes. So
whole child. How are you feeling? Like, do you feel like everything? You already feel like things are changing, or you feel like that's gonna hit you really when your kid's born?
I did feel something changing, but I feel like it will hit me more whenever she's born. It's a girl, by the way.
It's a girl. See, I was gonna ask you that question: like, girl or boy? You want to tell her the name, or you're holding off for that?
Her name's Ava.
Okay.
I thought about waiting. I was like, I guess I could tell y'all.
Baby Ava.
Baby Ava. So
Ava Garcia. Aw. Vic's about to be a dad.
Got my dad hat on.
I'm about to get an uncle hat.
Uncle Kristen.
Uncle Grant. But that's very exciting news. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And yeah, that's awesome, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So my update of my week. So before I go any further with before I tell you anything, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to my mother. Today is her birthday. It's her 50th birthday.
Whoop,
And
whoop.
if you've seen this woman, you would not believe she was 50 years old. The woman looks younger than I do. So happy birthday, Mom. Love you. And I hope you had a great weekend. All your little dreams and stuff come true. But with that being said, on Thursday, me and Kayla, we just chilled. It was my little date night. This is one of our little chilling the house days. We went and got my mom's birthday gift. And I made some pasta for Kayla and myself, of course. And
Just
we watched Spider-Man. We watched one of the Spider-Man movies. We're trying to catch up to Spider-Man actually because we're supposed to be watching that later on this week.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yes. So we caught up with that, and yeah. So that was what we did Thursday. Friday, Kayla had AVIC national conference. She actually presented at. Well, she was part of a panel of 6 people. It was 3 girls, or 3 women, 3 men, and yeah, they asked answered a lot of questions about Avid and where Avid took them in life and how it helped them become the people they are today and all these national phenomenons they are. But it was really cool. Really proud of her. I'll probably be putting a little picture of her somewhere right here, so you can see how she looked. She looked phenomenal. And then we had went on, still on Friday. We had went to a couple of stores. Bath and Body Works had a little sale going on, so everything was like $5 that day. So went and got some stuff there. Yeah, and then Saturday. I don't know if I want to say this yet. I'm gonna hold off on that. It's some big news for me too, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer for my news. But we went to a friend's party of Kayla's that night, and yeah, it was pretty cool. We had a good time. There's a lot of dogs there, but the dogs are really cool though. It's not like they were like out of control. So
were there any cats though?
No, thank God. Actually, I think she has a cat, but the cat was probably in the room. I think she has 2, if I stand corrected. But they weren't like singing. And then Sunday, we went to Vic's baby shower.
Hey.
And then after that, we went to my mom's birthday party, and she had that at Razoo's, and we had a great time. But let me tell you about Vic's baby shower. Vic held out on y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and listen. He held out. So Vic's baby shower was, what was it, Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
So it was Sunday. Guess when I found out? I found out the week before, and he gave me my invitation. Some of my friends found out 2 days before, and then some of my friends found out the day of, a couple of hours. No, he found out 30 minutes after it started.
Hey, he showed up.
He still showed up. That's a real one. Y'all haven't met him yet. But Casey showed up 30 minutes. Well, he was still late, but from him knowing that last second, he still came through and showed up.
Speaking about being late.
Yes, and speaking of being late, Vic's baby shower started at 1:00, and Vic showed up around 2:30. and then not only did they show up around 2:30, we waited there, and we were just like, all right, so now what? So he sat there for about like 30 minutes, and then we finally got some games going, and then eventually me and Kelly had to leave. It was like so much time had passed by, I had to go.
Oop.
And, so that was pretty good. It was a pretty fun weekend for the most part, and yeah, here we are today.
Yeah, well.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Cowboys game.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it. That's why.
Oh yeah, well, and he decided to have his baby shower during the Cowboys game, so we were literally watching the Cowboys game while at the baby shower, which is funny because when they were starting the games for the baby shower, the Cowboys game was still like getting close to the end, and it was very exciting. So, but other than that, congratulations to you, Vic, again.
Thank you.
And happy birthday to my mother again. And Kaylee, you did a great job at your convention. And yeah, that's everything.
Well, with that being said,
let's get into our giveaway, our second week giveaway. So if you guys didn't listen last week, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys did not, That's okay. We had a giveaway last week where we did a movie themed giveaway, and this week we have a new giveaway. And if you listened and followed our Instagram or whatever, you'll find out that this week's prize was because you had to. What did you have to do, Vic?
You had to comment on the YouTube video.
That's all you had to do was comment on the YouTube video. You could say hi, and you could have had your name entered into this raffle. But guess how many people we had? Three. And guess how many we had last week? 3. So hey, it like we told you guys, it doesn't matter if it was 1 person, 2 people, 3, it could have been 20. But you guys are the only people who are in charge of making that happen. But we have my brother Patrick, our friend Faustino, and Vic's brother Troy. So we're gonna head and spin for this real quick, and we will show you guys what they won. And right after he spins,
spin. And we have
Troy. Hey.
So congrats.
And congrats to you, my brother.
I will deliver that to you, or maybe I won't.
Let's show you what you won. This present is a game present. So within this, you have a lot of little games and snacks and stuff you have before game night. You got some chips, you got some puzzles and blockius, you got Monopoly,
Jenga.
Yeah, Jenga, some family, what is this? Family night meme game.
Moon pies.
Some moon pies, some Oreos, some cookie dough bites you can make, and some playing cards and some socks and stuff. So congratulations, Troy. This is all yours. I'll be giving this to Vic to give to you. And hopefully it makes it to you, because you know Vic don't be giving shit to people. But congratulations. And yes, our next week's giveaway will be
all you have to do is we're gonna make a post on Instagram, and all you have to do is tag 5 people in the post.
That's simple. Tag 5 people in the post. The people who don't have social media, Instagram, or you just follow us on Facebook, shoot us a message. I don't know. Tag, like, showing us a picture that you sent our video to 5 people or something like that.
Yeah, group chat or something.
Yeah, something simple, so we just know that, hey, you're actually
sharing our content,
and just, you know, help promote us.
Yes. So we need more than 3 people this time, though.
Yeah,
so
that'd be nice to have more than 3 people. Hey, I'm just saying, these gifts are getting better and better every week. So, hey, y'all miss out. That's on y'all. And hopefully you guys have been keeping up with the podcast, because there have been 2 letters that have been put out so far for our 4th week giveaway. And if you want to find out what those 2 letters are, you have to rewatch the first and the second, the last 2 episodes. I won't say first and second episode, because that wouldn't make any sense. But
way back.
The last 2 episodes, you have to watch those 2 to get those secret letters for the secret 4-letter word. So with that being said, you ready to hop into these podcasts, Vic?
Let's do it.
Podcast. Damn it, why are you saying that? You ready to hop into the story?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, bet.
So yeah, with our first story, a surgeon is fined $3,000 for amputating the patient's wrong leg.
What?
How do you even do that, bro?
Easy. You just do the wrong leg.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your.
You didn't say right.
So yeah, an Australian court has fined a surgeon.
Austrian.
Well, that didn't take long before I made an error, huh? First story, bro.
It's the second word.
Bro, we just make like a drinking game out of it. Every time you mess up, you gotta take a drink.
Take a shot. we're gonna get some tequila out here, bro.
Anyways, an Australian. Wait, what'd you say?
Austrian, bro.
Austrian court has fined a surgeon 27,000 or 2,700 euros.
2,700.
20. Yes, that thing.
27,000.
Well, that's what. Didn't I correct myself?
I didn't hear you correct yourself, but you probably have.
Oh, okay. Well, 2,700 euros for mistakenly amputating the wrong leg of a patient. Yeah, on May 18th, the surgeon who was working at the clinic, basically like they just did they did the surgery, and then like the next day, like they realized they had to do like another amputee because they messed up on they like took off the wrong leg.
Do you think it's just as easy as just connecting that leg back? And
I don't think you can do that.
that's the whole thing. Like where I think you have to be like a really, really good surgeon to probably reattach a leg like that. Because I think it's possible.
But doesn't it have to be done within like a certain amount of time?
Yeah, it definitely has to be done within a certain amount of time. But like, especially it depends where they're keeping it. Also, I guess you got to keep it on ice or some shit like that, so it's still kind of healthy. But even then, you probably won't have the full movement of your leg and all that stuff. But I know they got to go in there and repair muscles, tendons, and get all that stuff together. So that's huge surgery.
That's a huge surgery. That's like I don't even know how I'd feel about that. Like, because what can you do? Like if you're the patient, you wake up, you're like, fuck. Like they messed up, but it's your leg.
You know what's the worst part of this story? The worst part of this story is that they were only charged $3,000.
Yeah, that's kind of low.
$3,000 is nothing for a mess up. Like from a hospital
surgeon too.
For a surgeon to fuck up,
it's like
just like $3,000. Like shit, that's nothing. So here's another $3,000 on top of that, just because. Like that's surgery money right there. Like they make hella money. So, well, honestly, this is in Austria, so I don't know if
I don't know how like the money translates over.
I don't know if they have the same kind of thing where they have private practices and stuff here.
Yeah, but it still doesn't feel like a lot either way, regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, the court awarded 5,666 in damages to the widow of the patient who actually died before the court date for reasons unrelated to the amputation. So, like, that guy's life just
it just went downhill.
Which, I don't even know. I mean, at least his death wasn't related to the mishap, but still, like,
so they say.
Conspiracy over here.
Man. I'm just saying.
But yeah,
you listen to everything that's been put in the news.
It's like everything you hear with a grain of salt.
Oh, that's a nice movie.
No, thank you.
Even though it's not new or anything, but it was good to be said.
Okay. But yeah, so what do you think? Do you think he wasn't charged enough? You think he should have been fired? You think he should be allowed to practice anymore?
I definitely think some training needs to be done for sure. But I do know like it's weird that the surgeon did the wrong leg because there's more to a surgery than just one person.
Yeah.
They usually do a whole breakdown of the surgery before they even start anything, making sure that they're on the right leg and, read their charts and stuff. And, a lot of times they mark, hey, this is the leg we're doing, So I just want to know exactly where did they go wrong as far as who's reading the charts, who actually made that mistake. Did they do the right steps before doing this amputation and make this big mistake?
Yeah, I know. It's like, who can you blame? Can you blame the surgeon completely? Or like, was it like, because I'm sure there's like surgery prep people to go in, prep everything up, like, I guess mark the leg and stuff. So I don't know, like, if it I don't know if I can say that it falls all on the surgeon, but
now don't get me wrong. If they had marked the right leg and everything like that, and the surgeon still did the wrong leg, then that's completely the surgeon's fault. So that could have been the case where they're like, okay, we're doing the left leg, and it's like, your left or my left?
Surgeon's over there putting up the fingers.
This seems about right.
Hey, but that's crazy. Like how just once, like how many like a small mistake like that, just like where the legs, I guess, was mismarked or something. Like this is how crazy it can affect someone's life.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that.
He had no legs.
No legs.
They cut his legs from under him. I just had to throw it out there.
I'm supposed to make the dad jokes.
Oh yeah, true. I'll leave that to you.
No, but
anyways, let's move on to our next story. Where a semi truck drags a sedan down Illinois highway, and it captured video footage. So This incident happened on Tuesday on Interstate 294 northbound, just outside Chicago. A trailer tractor was captured on video dragging a sedan on the Illinois freeway earlier this week. A driver in the neighborhood, a driver in the neighboring lane recorded the harrowing scene, which happened Tuesday on Interstate 294 northbound, just outside Chicago, around 11:40 a.m. So basically, in this video, I'll try to post a little clip of it. You can see this trailer. Think about are they 16 wheels?
Was it an 18 wheel?
18 wheel?
18 wheeler.
Yeah.
18.
Okay, sorry. I can't remember. I always get that
16
wheelers. 16
wheelers.
wheelers or 18 wheelers. But my bad. 18 wheeler. So you see an 18 wheeler literally dragging a car. A car is stuck under it and it's dragging it on the freeway. And the thing about it is that it seems like the driver of the 18 wheeler doesn't even notice that the car is there. And it's like this car is like damn near obliterated. But then in the video, you see a person stick their hand. You can see a person in the car still, and they're still alive, and they're like waving down the person, like, "Hey, stop this person!" Like, and so somebody finally gets the attention of the driver of the 18 wheeler and slows down and everything like that. Luckily, the person who's inside the car is okay. And yeah, it's crazy. Like,
that's like, for this guy to still be alive is like the crazy part to me. Like, because it's based off the video and like the photo, it's like the driver's seat's basically like gone.
Yeah, it looks like the driver's seat's gone.
Like there's barely enough room for, I guess, the passenger or the driver. So it's like, for nothing to happen, bro. Like the car to like burst into flames or anything like that. So
yeah, this engine's total is gone.
Yeah, this car is like no way it can be repaired.
Wait, you didn't give us an update on that. Your car.
I thought I gave it an update last. Did I?
You did, but you're supposed to give us another update. You said,
"Oh yeah, with the door."
Some more stuff.
Oh yeah, with the door.
Did they fix it?
Yeah, they fixed the door. It was like it took like 5 minutes.
Oh, cool.
So easy fix.
Awesome. Was it as simple as you were saying? Like you just had to open the panel and.
Yeah, he said something about like one of the hatches wasn't connected properly, but yeah, that's okay.
Oh, speaking of cars. But yeah, this whole clip is pretty crazy. But yeah, there's not much else to really say about it, but it's just, man.
Yeah, luckily for this guy, he's still alive. Do you ever like whenever you're driving, do you just like zoom past the 18 wheelers?
Oh,
like that's everyone does that, right?
I don't know if everybody does, but I definitely do.
Yeah, but
I had too many bad experiences with 18 wheelers, and I've been ran off the road.
I haven't
like twice, 3 times.
I haven't been ran off the road, but it is scary just to drive next to them because I'm not too sure exactly what they can and can't see. I know there's like a blind spot, and so, I don't know. I just because
they usually have the 2 mirrors. They have a big mirror and then they have like a smaller mirror so they can see those cars passing by next to them. But I don't know how well they're checking those mirrors a lot of times, and they just be merging over into your lane. It's like, shit, let me just get away from this vehicle. The worst is when you have a 18 wheeler in front of you and then you got 2 beside you.
Bro, you're like stuck.
And it's like you just can't do anything. So now you have to do like Fast and Furious shit and just speed the fuck up and try to
you're trying to cut them off, but at the same time you don't want to cut them off too bad because you don't want anything to like happen. Yeah, it's. Yeah. I hate driving in general though.
Okay. I really don't mind.
I don't know. It's just something. It's like
driving.
Oh, I don't know. But be safe out there. Hopefully this don't happen to you.
I hope not.
I wonder if this guy like recording the video also tried to help this guy out. He was like, let me just get this video.
Let me get the video real quick. Because I'm like, think about it, bro. The crazy, like, one of the craziest things is the fact that the 18-wheeler driver, he's driving like there's nothing holding him back. And sometimes you even know when something's not right with your vehicle. And I'm pretty sure he's probably driving a lot slower than he's like, man, I'm going 60, but it feels like I'm going 40. Or, some shit like that. And it's just, you have a whole car.
You have a whole ass car, bro.
And the fact that I feel like this person ain't the only person who saw this car. And then he just, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It definitely is crazy. I'm not, like I said, I'm not too sure how this guy survived, but luckily the only thing damaged was the car, essentially.
Yeah, he's going to definitely need a lawyer, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he needs to find somebody who's going to help him get, his money for these situations. And you know who can help him?
Who?
Kim Kardashian, apparently.
Hey, props to Kim K.
Yeah, Kim K. So in our next story, Kim Kardashian passes her California's baby bar law exam at the 4th attempt. Hey, it don't matter how long it takes you, as long as you finish it, right?
Exactly.
So Kim Kardashian has passed her law exam and moved a step closer to being able to practice as an attorney in the state of California. Kim Kardashian revealed that she passed her exam at the 4th attempt at the Instagram post. She said, "Oh my, OMFNG." I was gonna say that OMFNG. I passed the baby bar exam. Kim Kardashian wrote alongside the image of herself in a bright blue dress looking into the mirror. So in this whole post, she's basically like talking about how, this wasn't just handed to her. She had to work her ass off, and, she's been through a lot of stuff, and, she tried and tried again, and
she's so proud of the person in the mirror she's looking at and stuff.
Yeah, we didn't like the picture.
I didn't.
She's just very proud of herself for what she has accomplished. And she said she was told by top lawyers that this was as close to impossible journey and harder than the traditional law school route, but it was my only option, and it feels so good to be here and on my way to achieving my goals.
So honestly, I feel like I'm proud of her. That's good. Like she, it took 4 times, but she made it there. You know,
I like the fact that she is doing it though, for the fact that it's like she wants to prove that she's not just a face.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of her biggest thing. Is like, I don't want people to just think I don't have the brains to make it in this world. Even though she's a businesswoman at the end of the day.
Because honestly, I feel like my first opinion, like, of Kim and the whole, I guess the whole Kardashian family is like, they're just like I don't know. I did not kind of understand why they're like famous, but like
I knew why Kim was famous.
But the fact that she's going out and doing all this, it kind of made me change my opinion about her and everything. So
yeah, she's actually really out here, doing some big things. She was saying that she knows her dad would be proud of her because her dad was a big time lawyer. He was the lawyer who got OJ off. And she was like, this is just a really big stuff for her. And so, hey, we're proud of you, Kim Kardashian. Keep doing your thing. And yeah,
I guess she's not with Pete, right?
I thought she was with Pete.
I thought Pete was with Miley now or something like that. That's what I saw.
I heard Miley Cyrus was joking about something about with Pete. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't really keep up with pop culture, so like that, I guess. I mean, to a certain extent, but not like I'm not like deep into it like some people.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that her and Kanye aren't together at the moment.
Oh yeah, I did hear
Kanye trying to get her back.
Yeah, on a concert, whatever he did with Drake. Yeah, but hey, well, props to Kim. She out here living her life now.
Yeah, she a whole lawyer.
She's
closer to a lawyer.
Yes. Do you know how many what any other steps she has to take? Or
I have no idea. I'm not a lawyer, but I haven't done no bar exam either. So.
Hey, but I'm sure that shit wasn't easy. So
she a step.
Yeah. So props to her.
But her becoming a lawyer, she might need to be a lawyer in this next story as well.
Well, yeah, she might help be able to defend this person because the principal of LeBron James I Promise School resigns after allegedly slapping an 11-year-old student in the face.
Hey, sometimes you gotta slap a motherfucker.
Hey. So an ongoing investigation was launched into Davis back in September after she was accused of slapping an 11-year-old student in the face for swearing. The mother of the victim released a statement claiming that her son had a busted lip and was bleeding. The student was reportedly wearing a mask over his face when he was struck. According to the victim's mother, back in late September, she received a text message from Davis in the afternoon stating that she had slapped her son for using profanity, and after she approached him and a group of boys about a mess they left in the boys' bathroom. And then Davis went on to ask, or after the incident, the mother went on to ask, like, why are you putting hands on my child, defending your child and everything. So the question I have is, like, they're saying allegedly, but she admitted to it. So.
Yeah, she definitely said she did it.
So what's in question about that, But
hey, sometimes kids got smart ass mouths. That's the worst thing I feel like as a job as a teacher and like principal, whatever. You know, you can't do nothing to the kids.
Yeah.
You know, they can cuss you out, they can do all these things, but the second you retaliate in some type of way, whether it's, you know, they could push you. If you push them back, then it's like, oh, why you putting your hands on the kid?
Yeah, it's like there's only so much you can do, and I feel like sometimes these students kind of know that.
Oh, they definitely know that,
and they take advantage of it and push it to the limits as much as they can for sure.
I can see the student definitely seeing like, what you gonna do? You can't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of went up in her, and hey, she said, I'm old school. we hit around here, and don't play. Like, and she said, this motherfucker said he had a busted lip, and he was bleeding. He got slapped, bro. She did not punch you. Like, made it seem like she just like Molly whopped his ass. No, it's a slap. Like, I guess if she slapped him hard enough, maybe. But dang, she must got some heavy ass hands if she out here slapping people to busted lips and bleeding. Shit, motherfucker probably unconscious.
Hey, I just knocked your kid out. Could you come pick him up?
He's sleeping.
Take him to the school nurse. Here's a pack of ice.
Oh man,
that's what they be doing.
The school nurses they were not helpful at all. You'd be like, I got a headache. Here's a pack of ice. I think I broke my ankle. Pack of ice. You probably just sprained it.
I think I got chicken pox.
Here's a pack of ice. and tell your mom to come pick you up.
I wonder why that is though. Like, I don't know. I guess they don't want to like do something that the parents wouldn't do to them. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
That was definitely the answer for everything. Here's a bag of ice. Go get you some ice out of the.
Right, they wouldn't give it to you. You have to go get it yourself.
Go get it yourself. Yeah. I just threw up. Oh yeah, you just need some ice.
Just sit down for a little bit. You'll be good.
Honestly, just lay down for a little bit. If you're not feeling good, then call your parents.
But shout out to all school nurses out there. No, we ain't trying to diss on you.
Well, maybe a little bit,
just a little bit,
but you did your job. We here today, so do
you think what do you think about the story? You think there's anything this principal could have done different? Well, I mean, obviously she could have done something differently, but like, what could she have done?
The only thing she could have done probably is just walk her from the situation, suspend him. But you know, there's only so much you can do. And I know she said that she just reacted, and that was just like a pure reaction. You know, he cussed at her, and she slapped him. You know, just like a black mother would slap any black child. They don't care if you are the kid. You know, we are all children of each other in the presence of a black woman. But yeah, hey, you shouldn't have cussed at her. He ain't gonna never cuss at nobody again.
I was about to say he probably ain't gonna cuss at anybody again, and she's probably not gonna be principal. But who knows? But speaking about bizarre situations, going on to our next story. With the headline reading, "What the hell is this? Golf course employee shares bizarre tip she got from customer." So, Casey Holland, who works as a beverage cart driver in Las Vegas, Nevada, recalled the encounter in a TikTok upload in September, where she revealed that the man gave her 3 $100 bills that were ripped in half and promised to give her the other half if she showed up for dinner. So she was handed the $100 bills and they were ripped in half. She was like, "What the hell is this?" And so basically, the guy was just trying to get her to go on a date with him by, I guess, like flashing money, essentially. Like,
I don't know how desperate he thought this one was. That he felt like he was going to commit a felony offense.
Yeah, I would say that's a felony, right?
Yeah, by I think it's defamation of government money or something like that. Where you literally cut some bills in half to basically bribe a woman to.
Yeah, it's like bribery and shit.
Yeah, what do you think she is, a hoe? He's like, oh, $300 for a dinner with me. Like, bitch. It's like, if you think I look this good, then obviously somebody else is too, and they're not gonna make me go through this. And it's just embarrassing.
Yeah, like in her TikTok, she went on to go like, she's basically asking if this has happened to anyone, and asking like, wondering how many times this guy's actually tried to do this and if it's worked on anybody. But she's basically saying like she was kind of like confused by the whole situation at first, like didn't know how to react. But now she's like concluded that the golfer is the quote unquote dumbass that lost 300 before admitting, yeah, basically that he's a dumbass for losing 300. Like,
Yeah, I was like, I can't use the 300 and you can't use the 300. Now you just look stupid.
yeah, like she goes on saying like it's funny because he probably thinks he's a genius, but he really just lost $300 for nothing.
It's stupid, bro. And the thing about it is that, he was a guy from out of town, and he basically just asked her to go to dinner, and which she declined. And after seeing, this whole video kind of going viral, he saw it, and I guess he decided to come back and give her the other half of the money
Mm-hmm.
and let her keep it. And I think she went back on TikTok and showed that, hey, the guy came back and it was like taped together. Now you can't use that money anywhere. Like it's still useless for the most part. I don't know if you can go to a bank and be like, hey, these were ripped.
Yeah, some people on the TikTok apparently were talking about how if the bill is if the rip bill is more than like 50%, then they'll take it apparently from TikTok. But I don't know how accurate that is or not. So
Okay.
but the whole thing about the story is, because of waitresses or card attendants or stuff like this, like I feel like they definitely get hit on like all the time. And it's always like weird, like trying to flirt. Like if you ever like try to flirt with, I heard like not to flirt with like a waitress or anything because I mean that happens to them all the time. So it's like
Yeah. Your chances are
your
very,
chances
very
are
slim.
so low. Like you have to like do something that's like different or try to stand out.
Or really wow them to the point where they're like, okay.
Which maybe I feel like this guy tried to do, but I feel like he went the wrong direction.
It almost felt like he was like, I have money.
Yeah.
Go out with me because I have money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's definitely not the right approach.
Mm-hmm. So
at least not for her. At least,
yeah.
I think
for like
some people
probably does work for some people. But
yeah, I think she even said that she's like he probably tried this before with other people and it probably worked. And I was like, I just don't think it's that serious for $300.
Yeah. Like especially if you're gonna rip it and like give me the rip half, and you're just trying to show off money, trying to get me to like go to you, basically trying to get me to chase after your money, which no
It doesn't usually work out too well.
Yeah, props to the girl for not going.
Yeah, big props.
But speaking about tipping and big tip, this next story is also about tipping. So an Arkansas server says she was fired after diners left $4,400 in tips. So
Vic's not doing good with numbers today.
So yeah, Ryan Brandt was one of the two servers waiting on a party of more than 40 people. When it came time to pay the bill, each diner left $100 tip for a collective $4,400 for the two waitresses. Let's see. I was told, I was basically after they got the tip out. They went on to say I was told that I was going to be giving my cash over to my shift manager, and would be taking home 20%. So, and then they say that this has never happened in the 3.5 years that they worked at the Oven and Tap, which is the restaurant. And the funny thing about it is like the customer called ahead a time to ask about the tip policy, and they ended up like, I guess the manager was like, "Oh, that's too big of a tip. We're gonna change the policy now," which is
basically,
yeah, no way. That's not how it should be done for sure. So, after that, like, Weiss said the pulling tip with those who didn't wait on his party was not his intention, and basically the employee was fired, leaving her no way to cover her bills.
Yeah. Well, even before all that, Vic kind of left a little meat and potatoes in there. But even before she got fired, they had the guy who gave the tip. They basically called the restaurant and they asked for their money back, the gratuity back, and they gave her the money outside of the restaurant. When she left, they gave it to them outside so they don't have to split it between all the servers. They were basically telling her, "Hey, you need to share this with your other server." And she's like, "Well, I'm not gonna share. They didn't wait this table. This is my table, and I've never had to do that before." Like Vic was saying, why do I have to do it now? And that makes sense. Hey, this is my tip. I have to wait 40 people. You've been waiting, 2-3 people at a time, 6 people, and you have to deal with this giant ass table. Like that's a deserved tip.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't see why they would fire her for something like this. And I think it was just them being like, oh well, she's being stingy. I think that's how they saw it, is like she's being stingy. She's trying to keep that money to herself when all these other people are here working too. It's like, hey.
Yeah, I also feel like they see it as, okay, well, I made this decision that you had to split it, and you're trying to go over me, so I'm gonna let you go. Like,
yeah.
So that's crazy. Like, props to this. First of all, props to the guy for leaving such a big tip on that.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, I've never been a waitress or whatever, or waiter, but waiting on 40 people definitely a task. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you have 40 people who are like assholes. Which I highly doubt these guys probably were, since they're giving $100 tips. But that could be the case for a lot of people. It's just very stressful to go through all of that, and deal with that many people at a time, and everybody wants service.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of us kind of base things off of service, which kind of gets into our question, as far as like, what do you feel about tipping?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like not too sure, because sometimes I feel like it's human nature to base it off of how the server is, like the customer service, how fast they get the refills, how nice they are to you, how they talk to you. But at the same time, like, sometimes I understand that they have like a lot of tables, they're busy, or maybe they're just having a bad day. So sometimes I kind of just tip based off like the price of the meal. But other times I feel like sometimes I do tip based off how the service was. But typically, more than not, it's based off of the price.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, I'm just gonna go on record and say I really don't believe in tipping. I tip because I know it's the right thing to do, and I know that workers are working for this money. But honestly, I do believe companies should be paying the workers more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's almost like, and especially in the USA, other countries, they don't do tipping. It's almost like offensive to tip in other countries. But here it's like, oh, we're gonna pay our waitresses and waiters $1.25 an hour, and you got to make tips to cover the rest of your wages. I think that's just crazy. These companies are making so much money off of people. Restaurants, big restaurants are making a lot of money off people, and you just don't want to pay your people more money, and you're just like, oh well, I'm gonna expect you to pay their working wage. And it's like, damn, not only am I having to pay for the food, pay for food, you gotta do all this other, it's a lot.
Yeah, because like, I feel like it should. Part of me kind of feels like it should already be included there. Like, you shouldn't have to add on to it.
Yeah, and it almost becomes the thing where it seems like you're wrong if you don't
Yeah.
tip. And that's kind of like, it's like a guilt feeling if you don't tip. And then it comes this whole thing where you see on the waiters and waitresses side where it's like, oh well, if you can't afford to tip, you shouldn't be out eating. And it's like, well, I came to eat, I didn't come to tip. And then it becomes a whole argument like, well, your employer should be paying you more money, and then there's the whole back and forth where it's like, well, if you don't like that job, you should leave.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And so it comes to a lot of those little things, and I think for me, it's just I personally just don't like the whole system of tipping. We do it out of normality, and we have been taught that, hey, you should be tipping, and so I do, and I try to leave tips according to service. I'm big on service. And I understand. I'm very understanding about a lot of things, and I know when you're busy, I get it, but there's no reason why I should be seen like once for my whole meal. You know what I mean? Even if it's just coming over and just, hey, are y'all okay? I like that kind of stuff, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. But yeah, I definitely get people go through stuff, and I'm not gonna judge your tip off of that, but I do know some people who do. Who, like, if you're not attentive at all, they will dock your tip because of it. They won't give you no tip, but they will dock it. But if you have horrible service, then there is a possibility of getting no tip from that person.
Yeah, and the part that kind of gets to me too is like I know it kind of also depends on where these servers are working because some servers like depending on what restaurant you're at, like you can be walking home with a stack at night based off of tips.
Yeah.
But the other restaurants you're like barely walking away with any, which so I also sometimes I feel like it should be based off of that, like how much foot traffic you get in, I guess, in a way,
Yeah.
on how much just your clientele essentially. Because like these higher end restaurants, like I don't think those servers should get probably paid more because I feel like they probably make a whole bunch more than like a Chili's worker or something.
Yeah.
Just because of people that go there typically are gonna tip more because the price is higher and stuff.
But do you feel like for those restaurants they should have higher qualifications for the waiters and waitresses because of their
Yeah, definitely.
because they're a little bit more higher notch than regular restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if you're going to be at Chili's, I think they should have their own rate for Chili's. They should have their own rate for Cheesecake Factory, and then when you keep going up the ladder of fanciness or value of the business, then they need to pay their employees more, or the workers more, according to that plate.
Yeah.
I get the whole tip thing, but honestly, it's like I said, I just don't feel like it should be on the basic consumer to fulfill the pockets of an employee.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what the restaurant business has done, is that, hey, we're not gonna pay you guys. They're gonna
pay you guys,
and we're gonna still make money.
So yeah, the business is winning in this situation,
big time.
So,
and like, did you know that you're supposed to tip your Sonic waiters?
Actually, I didn't know that.
Waiters and waitresses.
I did, but do I? Honestly, I don't. So
yeah, and see, that's one of those things that, and they don't advertise it that much on there. I know that they were saying that they're going to start adding like a little tip button and stuff like that for you to tip your waiters and waitresses, but that's not the most noticeable thing. When you go get us a meal from Sonic, you don't be like, hey, let me give you $5. You're like, it's a fast food restaurant and you don't feel like you need to tip. How do you feel about places where you go and like you order a to-go order, and then like for instance, you go to Texas Roadhouse, you get a to-go order, they get your food, and then they give you that receipt and they're like tip, and it's like
line.
So why do you give a line for that?
Well, because I guess because the way we associate tipping with being served, like drinks and everything, our food being brought to us. So if I'm ordering it to go, I feel like I shouldn't tip. But now thinking about it, it's like, because should I be tipping like the cooks and stuff? Because I know some restaurants where the tip goes to the cooks a little bit. So yeah. I don't know. Got me thinking about it now.
No, well, I'm right there with you though, because like, you don't tip McDonald's workers; they cook.
Not true.
You know what I'm saying? You don't tip Burger King workers. We don't tip a lot of people. We don't tip. So why would we tip when it comes to that? It's still a service, and it's like, oh, well, you brought my food from
the kitchen
over here, and you boxed it, and you put it in a bag and gave it to me. Oh, here's $5.
But I wonder where that tip goes though. Typically, I guess maybe the cooks or something.
I feel like they split it.
Probably.
If anything, they probably give some to the waitresses and some to the cooks.
But I highly doubt a lot of people tip based on when they do take out.
I think for me, like sometimes it's like a guilt thing, like where it's just like I feel guilty for not putting something. And so sometimes I'll even if it's like $1, $2, I'll probably put that.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, probably a lot of times I'll probably like fold it up and here you go, or just leave it there.
I was so worried about leaving cash on the table too. I feel like anybody just walk by and take that shit.
Yeah.
But another question real quick that I had, like, because the restaurant was talking about how it's splitting the tips. Because I've known some restaurants that any tip that the waitress gets or the servers get, it all goes into one pool and split it. Do you think that's good practice, or how do you feel about that?
A part of me does feel like it is a good practice, but a part of me doesn't. I think the part of me that does feel it because, like, say for instance, your more experienced waiters and waitresses are gonna get those bigger tables. A lot of people want those big tables because that's where the tips are.
Oh yeah.
So say for instance, you're one of the waiters or waitresses in charge of big big tables or big groups for that day. And I think they do like a whole rotation thing where sometimes they do big tables and next time it'd be somebody else. And don't die. Sorry. And like, it's not fair that you're getting all these tips just because you're getting big tables all the time, and I'm getting smaller tips because I don't have a choice but to take these smaller tables. You know, it's one thing if you had a choice, but a lot of times they don't. And I can see that being the reason why they put all the money into one pot and be like, split it. But there is that other aspect of, you know, I'm putting in more work. Why should you be rewarded for my work? In which, in that case, then it's like, no, if they gave me $100, that's my $100. It's not ours. It's mine.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in theory, yeah, like if everyone had the same skill, everyone was like approached the same, trained the same way, then yeah, it's like I feel like it is a good idea. But like you said, I feel like kind of disincentivizes servers to work harder, knowing that they're just gonna get tipped the same as
the other person who's doing more work.
Yeah. So, but I mean, also, I feel like the argument for it is like when tables tip badly, like it kind of evens out. It's gonna even out.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I was a server, I feel like I would prefer just getting my own tip and dealing with bad tips as they come, as opposed to splitting it equally with everybody.
Yeah, I agree. So, I definitely agree. But yep, I guess you guys get to hear our whole, you know, I won't say rant, but our little take on tipping and, you know, little information. I think hopefully it'll open you guys' eyes up to a little bit of things going on with the tipping world and restaurants.
Well, I remember whenever I worked at Buc-ee's, like I moved the grills. Like whenever a customer bought a grill, I would have to load it. And we weren't supposed to accept tips. And I remember one time, I was loading with I had someone else load it with me because it was heavy, obviously. And this lady tried to give us like some money, and he was like, "Unfortunately, we can't accept tips to our policy." I was like, "Bro, you don't get your." Well, the one time when I loaded something else that was like obviously smaller that I can carry by myself. I loaded it and they gave me tips. Like, shit, I'm taking this shit.
Oh yeah, I would do the same thing. I think that we had that same policy when I used to work at Walmart a long time ago. Like, we couldn't take tips from people, and some lady was like, "Here's here's $10," and I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't take it." And she was like, "Well, you better take this money." I was like, "All right, I ain't gonna say nothing else." They put that money in my pocket and kept moving.
Like, I don't understand why. Like they try to tell they don't want people to accept tips like that.
Some people are just generous and they just want to give you something, and you know, hey, I'm here for it. Yeah, we're not gonna complain. But yeah, I think that kind of wraps up everything. You have anything else you want to add?
Well, we need to drop a secret word.
Oh yeah, we do. What word you want to do?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Is that really the word you want to do?
I guess I don't know. Well, okay, we can do slipper. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
You really said supercalifragilistic. I'm not putting that on the thing. All right, so the word for the week is slipper. All right, so that is slipper with the S. So make sure you guys remember that first letter of that word and add it to the last two letters of the word of, add it to the last two letters of last 2 weeks' episodes. And next week will be the last letter, and once you get that together, you'll send us that message and have your name entered into the drawing.
And just remember, they're not in any particular order, so you're gonna have to figure out what the word is. It's gonna be jumbled up. So,
yep.
But with that being said, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at nowhearmeout.kv. KV. Email us any stories or comments or feedback at nowhearmeout.kv. KV. at gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube and subscribe at Chris and Vic, (NHMO).
NHMO.
Make sure to leave us an Apple review and
5 stars.
My bad. Sorry, I didn't cut you off.
You cut me off, man. I gotta get my little things in.
And follow us on TikTok at Now Hear Me Out Podcast.
That's Now Hear Me Out Podcast.
And follow me on TikTok at WeirdVic_flips.
You could probably follow him. What's your following looking like right now?
860.
Oh, he almost at the 900 club.
I'm almost there. I haven't
That's what's
posted in a
up.
couple days, so that's probably.
Oh well.
I'm trying to get organized, and then so I can be more productive in life. But
Okay. Well,
anyways,
and you guys can follow me on Instagram at Beast Mode Chris. The E's are threes. That's Beast Mode Chris. The E's are threes. And we appreciate you guys. Oh wait, and also make sure you guys click on that subscribe button and make sure you see that red bell. I can't remember. Yeah, I think the bell turns red.
you guys that last time too.
Yeah, I did ask that last time. But make sure you click on that subscribe button. Click on the bell to get alerts and stuff whenever we post new episodes, and just stay updated with us. We appreciate you guys tuning in and listening like always. And
make sure to do that. Participate in the giveaway for next week.
Yeah, and that giveaway again is tag 5 people into our post and get your name into the next drawing. We have great gifts coming out here. So you have seen 2 of them. We had a movie night, and then we have a game night. What's going to be next? It's going to get better. So hope you guys actually want to tune in and get that. Hey, that's on you. But thank you for listening, and we will catch you guys next week.
Peace.